If your project has DWG file requirements, there are some special ways to set up MicroStation and the work structure to work with DWG work mode. The best way to follow those instructions or to install that is to come into the Manager's Guide, go to the Docs folder, Manager's Guide, go to the index, scroll near the bottom and look for Working with Autodesk, and instead looking for Bentley in DWG work mode. And on the second page is a list of settings that you can apply to MicroStation. These are set by the AEC work structure to open up MicroStation in DWG work mode with specific settings when you open up a decimal unit file. So if you say AEC DWG, that just opens up AutoCAD decimal units, and the user will have to choose which units he or she wants to use. AEC DWG metric loads the DWG data set for metric, and the user will need to choose what the decimal units are. Or you could also set the icon up to always open up with international feet, always open up with inches, survey feet, meters, or millimeters. And it's simple. All you have to do is add this switch at the very end of the shortcut. So if you come over here to your AEC shortcuts and you copy the MicroStation shortcut, and then you rename it. Let's say this one here is DWG mode, and then you right click on it, go to properties, and for DWG mode I can copy this text and paste it at the end. So you'll want to space and then paste that switch at the end and hit apply, and then I'll show you what this does. So if I open this up, MicroStation now will have a little bit of extra DWG work mode information. So if I come into my project and pick my demo project, I'll also be able to pick my units for when I'm working on files. So if I wanted to always work decimal units with survey feet, now I'm in the file, always in survey feet. Yep, and then I got to pick my project correctly. But once I have that all set, when I open up this DWG file, if it was a decimal unit file, it would be opening up in survey feet, or any of the others. If your users aren't used to picking the user, then what you can do is make a copy of the shortcut and rename this one DWG mode survey feet. And if you right click and do properties and you set the switch for survey feet, now the user won't need, whoops, and I fat fingered that a little bit. But now if I set this, now the user just needs to double click on this icon to get to the survey feet units instead of having to pick the user. And that's all on how you want to set up your work structure for your users. If you set it up with DWG mode, they'll have to know they always need to pick. And if you have it set up so that they automatically pick from whichever icon they start with, that will also work. But the settings are all in the Manager's Guide for what the different DWG units could be.